everyone. Welcome to the Writer's Notebook, where we go inside the book and the mind of an author. I'm your host, Kisa Daniels, and we have a fabulous show ahead today. 3 authors who've written some really interesting and different books. Our first author, Janice Sullivan, has written a gut-wrenching yet redemptive story about how to overcome life's biggest challenges. Stay with us. Just beyond this break, we'll hear from Janice Sullivan.
As Long as It Takes, the story of Captain Bill Pinckney, the first black man to sail solo around the world through the 5 Great Capes. Come sail with Captain Pinckney as he endures storms, loneliness, and close calls that could have been catastrophic. A journey that began as a lesson to teach his grandchildren that with determination and planning, that dreams do come true. Learn how this remarkable man was to endure for as long as it takes.
How many times have you wished for just the right words to comfort or inspire a loved one's soul? This is author and speaker Karen Jazz Regina, and you can have those golden nuggets in the pages of my inspirational book, In My Mother's Voice, Words of Wisdom, Lessons of Love, where you will be reminded of age-old advice or capture the pearls of wisdom you've yet to receive. In My Mother's Voice will bring healing and laughter to your most treasured relationships. Go to InMyMothersVoice.com today for your copy.
And welcome back to the Writer's Notebook. Our guest today, our first guest, is Janice Sullivan. She's written the book Cucumbers Have Thorns and Snakes Love Strawberries. We're going to get a sneak peek inside of this book via a video reenactment. Set it up for us, Janice.
Well, this segment is about me being homeless at the age of 14. I'd become so sick sleeping in the streets of New York that I had no other choice but to go back to my grandmother's.
All right, let's take a look.
On my walk back to my grandmother's house, I reprimanded myself for being so cocky. Why did I challenge my grandfather? Why hadn't I just taken it? Because it was wrong, I said out loud, answering my own thought. I stepped into the little porch that led to the back door of my grandmother's house. There I was, knocking, holding on as best I could as the door slowly opened. I didn't say anything, feeling so sick I could barely talk as the water filled my eyes. As the door widened, I thought it was a gesture for me to come in. But I was wrong. Instead, it was my grandfather, who stood like the gatekeeper of hell, hovering over me, watching me sweat and cough. My grandmother looked up at him. "She's sick, Albert," she said in a half-pleading voice. To my horror, her comments didn't budge him, and he didn't flinch. He pushed the door closed. Being too sick to move, I slept on the stoop outside my grandmother's doorstep, listening to my brother and sister cry, their faces pressed against the glass as they looked out at me freezing in the dead of a New York winter.
And Janice, that certainly was a compelling scene from reenactment from your book. This is a must-read for people. Where can they purchase it?
Kisa, they can purchase it at www.cucumbers, and that's with an S, havethorns.com.
And you can also purchase this book through our website. It is thewritersnotebook.com. There you can also learn more about the author Janice Sullivan and other authors that we've had on this show. Thank you so much for joining us.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Many best wishes on your continued journey.
Thank you so much.
And up next, Empress and the Rhythmic Journey. Stay with us.
Remember with me the name of the tribe that describes our lineage.
Mrs. Hawkins, her nurse, pulled me away. Go to school, baby. There's nothing that you can do. She'll be fine until you get home. She wouldn't be.
Well, the book came about through the relationship with my mother. And the older I became, the more valuable I found that relationship to be.
Yeah, some men find it hard to commit, and some women want pre-sub guarantees before they actually commit. So it's kind of
pre-sub guarantees.
Yeah, they want some guarantees before they get into it. They want to know.
These are the men or the women in general?
The women. The women want
the
to
women
know
in general.
One of the really easy things to do that I talk about in the book is just a wide-angle lens. Anybody who's ever used a video camera knows that when you zoom in, it gets harder to hold the camera steady.
Okay.
Well, do the opposite. Go out. So if you put a wide-angle adapter on the camera and you stay wide, in other words, don't zoom in, the shot is much steadier.
Okay. It's a fact that about 90% of all women are going to be responsible for their financial life at some point. And so you really need to get that information. And so in the 27 Savvy Financial Strategies for Women, this is that mind your money principle is more of a wake-up call.
We follow their descendants for 110 years, and it takes us through the Civil War of 1861, 1943 race riot in Detroit.
Because she ran off to the United States?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, she was banished into slavery, into Belton, South Carolina.
Because of her so-called indiscretion.
Right, when she got caught. And there she gave birth to the twin boys. And she escaped and took one to Canada, and the other one stayed in South Carolina. And we follow the descendants of these two babies for 110 years, and they end up in Detroit in 1967, and they are powerful kings in the underworld. One is a powerful preacher, and he's doing illegal things, and the other one is a powerful gangster. And they don't know they're related.
JC Meets Betsy is actually the second book in the series. The first book is JC's Search for Jesus, when he gets separated from his mother, and he's on a search to find his mom and Jesus, because his mom told him if we ever became separated to look for Jesus.
He decided to walk north of the forest, at least what he thought to be north, where there were many streams crossing over each other, full of the bluest water he had ever seen. In the background, little mountains stretched as far as the eye could see. On this particular day, stars were out, hundreds of them, shining so bright that he could see them clearly, although it was daytime. To top things off, a rainbow blossomed right in the middle of the sky. JC had never seen anything like it. This has to be the most beautiful place in the forest, JC thought, maybe in the world. Something in the peaceful place made JC not want to leave.
This is Patricia Stallworth. If you don't mind your money, someone else will. And I developed the Minding Your Money series of books to put you in control of your money and your future. You can focus on developing an overall financial plan and building your skills with the basic Minding Your Money edition, or you can focus on basic money strategies and concepts with the 27 Savvy Financial Strategies for Women or for Men. Visit our website at www.mindingyourmoney.net and get your copies today.
This is Andre Pearson, author of the book Wrong Turn, Diary of a Good Man. In this true story, you will experience the ups and downs that I went through in my quest to find true love.
Andre.
Some of the choices that I made at times were not always the right ones, but I knew if I wasn't careful, I could lose the very thing that I craved from all of them, their love. So come and join me on my journey and read what made a good man do bad things. Order your copy today at www.iuniverse.com or call me at 404-790-8714.
This is Janice Sullivan, author of Cucumbers Have Thorns and Snakes Love Strawberries, my true story of being molested as a child and the impact it has had on my life. Read about my struggle to survive in a dysfunctional family and how I now fight to expose and end the devastation of child molestation. Cucumbers Have Thorns and Snakes Love Strawberries. Available now at cucumbershavethorns.com.
From the 1800 tribal wars of Africa to the 1967 riot-torn streets of Detroit, 270 will take you on an electrifying ride through time. A ride riddled with power, love, sorcery, slavery, and gangsters. Author Vincent Ware masterfully weaves a story of family nobility and rivalry that began in ancient Africa and transcended time, oceans, and generations. 270, available at JuliaHousePublishers.com.